Okay, let's talk about the cloud. If you work with it, you know the deal, right? There's the dream, and then there's the nightmare. The dream is this amazing infinite scale, but the nightmare, that's the infinite bill that can come with it. So today, we're diving into FinOps. It's the framework that's all about keeping that dream alive without the financial headache.
I mean, the promise of the cloud is just incredible, isn't it? You've got this elastic, seemingly endless world of resources, of scale, of flexibility. It allows businesses to innovate at a speed we've just never seen before. But, and this is a big but, this is the thing that keeps CFOs and tech leaders awake at night. If you have infinite resources, does that mean you're staring down the barrel of an infinite bill too? That's the big question, and it's exactly the problem we're going to tackle.
All right, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about the core challenge itself. Then, we'll look at the FinOps framework as the solution and dig into why everyone needs to be involved. After that, we'll get into the 5 key capabilities you really need to build. And we'll wrap it all up by asking the most important question: how you know if any of this is actually working.
So, Section 1, the cloud cost challenge. Let's really frame the problem we're trying to solve here, what's really at the heart of cloud spending issues.
Okay, this right here gets to the heart of it. The whole point isn't just to slash costs for the sake of it. It's about a total transformation. You want to turn that cloud spend from, a potential source of waste into a real, powerful driver of business value. All right, so how do we do that? Well, that's where the formal FinOps framework comes into play. It gives us a structured, repeatable way to approach this whole challenge.
And this is where we get the official definition. This isn't just some fuzzy concept, right? It's a structured domain with specific activities. And look at those keywords: designing systems the right way, reducing waste, and optimizing the rates you pay. It's like a 3-pronged attack on inefficiency.
So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, it's about analyzing your long-term commitments, where you get those big discounts for promising to use a certain amount of cloud. It's about designing your apps from the ground up to be cost-aware. It's even about bringing in sustainability goals and getting a handle on all your other software and SaaS investments. It's the whole shebang, not just one piece of the puzzle.
So we know the what, but let's talk about the how. How do we actually pull this off? Well, the answer really lies in a fundamental shift in culture, and it's at the absolute core of FinOps.
This right here, this is a huge one. It's one of the most important principles in the entire framework. The old way of doing things, where some central IT department just managed a fixed budget, that model is broken in the cloud. It just doesn't work. To really succeed, everyone who touches the technology has to take ownership for how it's used.
And that means it's not just one team's job anymore. Look at this breakdown. Engineering's job is to build and run things cost-effectively. Finance and procurement are on the hook for getting the best deals and commitments. And leadership? They have to factor cost and value into every single strategic decision. It's a total team sport.
Okay, now we get to the action plan. To make this whole idea of shared ownership a reality, your organization has to build out 5 very specific, very concrete capabilities.
Think of these as the 5 essential pillars of your optimization strategy. It all starts with architecting for the cloud. And I mean really for the cloud, not just moving old stuff over. Then you've got rate and workload optimization, and we'll dig into those in just a sec. And then you have these really important modern pieces: cloud sustainability, because your carbon footprint matters, and getting a grip on all your licensing and SaaS spend. You've got to nail all 5.
Okay, I really want to pause on this slide because this distinction is so important. You've got rate optimization and workload optimization. Think of it like this. Rate optimization is about paying less. It's like negotiating a better price per kilowatt hour for your electricity. Workload optimization is about using less. That's like turning off the lights when you leave the room. One is about the price you pay, the other is about the amount you consume. You need to be doing both. Absolutely.
Okay, let's bring this all home. After you do all this work, how do you know if you're actually succeeding? How do you measure the value that you're creating?
And let's just circle back to the main goal here one more time. This isn't about getting your cloud bill to zero. That's not the point. The real goal is to squeeze every last drop of business value out of every single dollar you invest in the cloud.
So, how can you tell if you're actually doing a good job? How do you measure success? I want you to ask yourself these questions about your own organization because the framework gives us some really powerful ways to think about this. First up, what's the culture like? Are your engineering and product teams actually jumping in and taking responsibility for their cloud usage? Or is it an afterthought, something that only comes up when the finance team sends a scary email?
Next, check out your usage graphs. Are you actually using the cloud's elasticity? Are you scaling up when you need to, and, just as importantly, scaling down when you don't? Or are you just running everything full tilt, 24/7, paying for a ton of idle resources?
And finally, are you looking at the complete picture? Not just the dollars and cents on the bill, but your carbon usage too. True, modern optimization has to take both into account.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Next time you look at that monthly cloud statement, what do you see? Do you see a strategic investment that's pushing your business forward? Or do you just see another bill? Your answer to that question will tell you pretty much everything you need to know.